Welcome back. This is Answer Me This, part of the Fatherhood in Focus podcast. I'm Aidan, dad, host and founder of the Modern Fatherhood Club. Every week, I'm going to ask you one uncomfortable question, not to shame you, but to sharpen you. Because this is about legacy, impact, and the man your kids see when you walk into the room. Because the world is happy for you to cope. We're here to help you choose. Choose how you show up, how you lead, and how you love. Before we dive in, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the podcast, hit subscribe on YouTube, and head over to the Modern Fatherhood Club and grab some of our free fatherhood resources. They're built to support you from those early, messy days right through to the years when they're shouting at you from across the room. All right, take a breath. This week's question is going to test you. Let's get into it. In this episode, again, we're going to look at reflection. We're looking to understand how our children see us. Not just around the house, not just under pressure, but in the way that you speak, the way you speak to their mum, and the way that you treat her. Now, I'm not coming at this from a place of lecture. This is simply as a place of reflection. And as always, I have a simple question for you. What do I say when I speak to their mum? More importantly, what do they hear? Because it's your tone, your language, because words are powerful, but the emotion attached to those words are what they see, what they learn from, and what they hear. Your children, well, they see everything. And in this episode, I want you to hold up the mirror and look at the man staring back at you. That man, he's a good man, a dedicated dad, and if you're in a long-term committed relationship with their mum, then that's the man they're going to learn from. The way you treat them and the way that you treat her is what will shape how they're treated and how they treat those they love. So, this week I want you to dive deep and I want you to focus on the impact of your words. I want you to reflect on a heated interaction between you and her. Perhaps while they were in bed, or perhaps whilst they were in the room. If there's one thing I want my sons to learn from me, it's not how to work hard, make money, or lead a team. It's how to love the people that they care about. And they're learning that from the way that I treat their mum. It's going to be in the way that I speak to her that will define the man that they see. Look, we all have heated conversations, we all face conflict, and we all say things in the heat of the battle that perhaps we wish we could take back. But it's not just what you say, it's the barb attached to certain words, how it sticks, how it cuts, how it breaks, how it erodes the trust between you. Look, I'm not one for conflict. At times I'm sure that's frustrating, but I've never been one to throw something back in your face. I've never been one resentful of who you are and what you stand for. I've never been one to badmouth you in front of those who look up to you. But that doesn't mean that I don't carry any fire. It doesn't mean that there's no passion. It doesn't mean that I won't stand up for what I believe. But out of respect, love, and admiration, I won't fight you in front of our kids. I won't argue for the sake of it. I won't undermine your authority because we're a partnership. The success of that partnership is built on the dynamic between us. For it to last, we must respect the thoughts and views of those that are closest to us. We don't have to agree, but we do need to hear what is said. And we need to be the sounding board for frustration, uncertainty, and escape. Like any couple, we've had hard seasons. Marriage, kids, pressure, careers. There were moments we felt like we were holding on by a thread. But we never stopped choosing one another, and our boys see that. I believe when you speak with respect and stand up for what you believe in, when you stand shoulder to shoulder with your partner, they see you choosing to stand together. In the heat of battle, and when it boils over and frustration descends, you know your words can destroy the foundation that not only your family is built upon, but what your children need to see you choose. They need to see you negotiate. They need to see you lose your cool and quickly return to fix. They need to see you apologise and be accountable for your action and your words. Yeah, we argue, and who doesn't? But those arguments are few and far between, and I think that's because we're aligned. Aligned on right now and focused on the future. And collectively, we understand what creates conflict. Look, the biggest challenge you face as a parent is fighting for your time. Time as a couple, time together, time to talk, time to love, time as individuals. We all fight to keep the flame alive. We all fight for the other's affection. We all sacrifice the things that should bring us closer together. Because mum and dad, you must respect what the other person stands for. You must respect the plan you're working on and how it can influence how you both interact and show up when you need each other. The biggest obstacle to the way that you speak to one another is your ability to listen and make space for the other person to share how they feel. I'm not perfect, not even close. I can explode, I can mutter under my breath, but I will never disrespect the woman that saved me. A woman so powerful, she created life. You should never forget that. So I want you to think for a moment. What are the other challenges that you're facing right now to your connection? I want you to think about it, I want you to write it down, and I want you to be clear. I want you to engage in a conversation where you are equal, where you follow the same path, where you have the same ideas. But I believe you can only do that if you're prepared to check in with the other person and understand what's on their plate. Remember, conflict can arise because you either choose not to listen or you didn't listen to what was actually said. In our home, differences and our love of different things make us compatible, and the things that we love to do together bring us closer together. Because our connection was built long before our children arrived. So they see two people who have each other's backs, two people who respect and love one another, two people that would crash through walls to make the other person feel safe, secure, and loved. I don't want my kids to grow up thinking love is easy, or that relationships don't take effort. I want them to see that I carry more when she needs rest, that I step in when her confidence is low, that I listen, support and champion her so that she can flourish. I don't need them to hear it. I need them to witness it. Because boys who grow up watching respect become the men who offer it. And this is about real masculinity, right? This is the man our children need to see. Strong, dependable, stable, willing to listen, willing to talk, willing to hear what is actually said. Now, I can't legislate for how she speaks to you, but fighting fire with fire, meeting anger with anger, losing control and failing to de-escalate a situation with respect, well, what does it teach them? Think about it. We want our boys, our children, not to be pushed around. More importantly, not to push others around. We want them to find love and respect. We want them to fight for that love. We want them to understand it, and we want them to understand the other person, their view, especially in the heat of battle. We want to teach our children how to hold their ground respectfully. It doesn't matter what comes back at you. It doesn't matter what the other person says, because it should never influence how you interact in that moment. And that surely is the lesson we need to teach them. More importantly, though, it shouldn't influence the way that we feel about them and how we feel about ourselves. We create the platform for their future success, the love they have and hold, both for themselves and others. We model respect, regardless of what's coming back at us. We show them what true love is, how to treat those we love. It's not about holding them to a higher regard. It's not about raising them above everyone else. It's about communicating in a way that furthers a partnership, that protects the family unit. That's what teaches our children about the importance of the team around us, the importance of their opinions, and the importance of the space that allows them to express their view. Fatherhood is a relentless ride, filled with passion, joy, excitement, anger, stress, courage, resilience, and strength. A ride we must embrace. A ride where we must adapt to the world that gives us more power than we ever expected to have. So when you reflect on this question, what do they see when you speak to their mum? And more importantly, what do they hear? Recognise your flaws, recognise your strength, recognise the power of the opposing force, recognise the woman standing beside you, her worth, her passion, her love, and her influence on who they become. For me, it's never been about me, it's about the collective, the family unit, and how each of us grows when we grow together. The real test of love isn't in the good times. It's in how you behave in the tough times. And I want my boys to remember that Dad always had Mum's back. As a young man, I was temperamental, fiery, quick to anger. Today, I'm still a young man. But today I'm learning I still have fire, I still have passion. But in the heat of battle, I'm softer now, more open. I let them see me kiss her forehead, hold her hand, speak to her with care. I let them see me lift the load without making it a show. Because the message is simple. This is what love looks like. I've learned that we must project an image of love, one that they can see, one that they can hear. Because if they can't love themselves, if they don't know where love comes from, and they can't grow in a household they don't feel safe in, they can't reach their potential or find love, and they don't know what it looks like. In today's world, with so many stories of poor men, angry men, controlling men, men with no boundaries, men who fail to respect their equal, you have to stand up. You must show them what a real man looks like and how he treats the people that he loves. So I'm going to ask you a couple of extra questions. Who do they need to see the next time you speak to their mum? Who do they need to see in the heat of battle? And how will they know that the love remains and that the argument or disagreement was just temporary? Your kids are watching. And the way that you treat your partner is how they'll learn to love. So show them presence, show them teamwork, show them how to protect peace, not just provide for the house. That's legacy. If you do one thing this week, show them the love you have for her. Tell them why it's important. Tell them what she means and how special she is. Let them know the importance of finding someone you love and trust. And if you want to take it a step further, tell her what your boys will learn from watching the way that you two interact. This has never been about projecting a weaker man. This has never been about putting mum first. This is about creating a unity, a foundation that your children feel safe in and motivated by. An environment where they learn respect, love, warmth, strength, passion, courage, authenticity, and resilience. This is about creating the environment that sees them fulfill their potential. Just remember that potential isn't for you to influence. It's something you nurture. That potential is there to be found. Your role is simply to help them find it. And how they treat people that they love will help them become the best versions of themselves in the future. Thank you for listening. I'm here because I lost sight of what was important and it almost cost me everything. But that challenging time taught me about duty. It taught me to live aligned to the things that matter and to never overlook the small stuff and my impact on their world. I've made mistakes, I've missed chances and precious moments, but I'm not letting them define me. I'm fighting for a future that serves my kids and my partner, not just one that looks good on paper. This podcast isn't about making sweeping change. It's about taking a step forward today, another tomorrow, and doing it every single day. As always, write it down, dive into the detail, create something so powerful and unique that you cannot wake up and not move toward it. Your change and any change has got to be necessary and it's got to leave a mark because they're going to follow in your footsteps. They're going to learn your behaviours, adopt your values and treat and speak to people in the way that you treated and spoke to them. Not just that, they'll live how you lived, love how you loved, listen how you listened, prioritise how you did. and show up in the lives of those they love in exactly the way that you did. Your role is simple. Give it everything you have. Give them what they need, and never overlook the impact of the woman who brought them into the world. This is the role of the modern dad. Stability, strength, passion, perseverance, pride, and love. This is about standing shoulder to shoulder with that woman who created life. And this is your chance to reflect on the missed opportunities and make up for the lost time. Do it now. Do it today. Let her see that you've got her back, and let them see how you love their mum. All right, well, that's today's question done. You've just spent a few minutes doing what most dads avoid. Slowing down, being honest, and looking at how they're really showing up. And that matters more than you know. Remember your kids, they don't need a perfect man. They need an honest one. A dad who's willing to reflect, reset, and lead from the front, even when he's tired, under pressure, or coping more than he'd like to admit. If this episode landed for you, subscribe to the podcast. Hit subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss any of our future episodes. And if you haven't yet, join us at themodernfatherhoodclub.com, where you'll find our free resources and reflection questions, the ultimate New Dad Toolkit, and the New Dad Recharge course, for those of you ready to realign your energy and your priorities. And there's also details on our upcoming antenatal course and email companion for those expecting and new dads. Look, I'm not perfect, neither are you, but we are committed to leading with confidence, strength, openness, and heart. Thank you for listening, for reflecting, and for doing the hard work. This is the Modern Fatherhood Club. This is Answer Me This, part of the Fatherhood in Focus podcast. Lead from the front, and never underestimate the power that you have over who they become. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.